from the First National Memorial Field Coliseum at the Veterans Dome Stadium Complex, it's the fastest, deadliest, and most ferocious sport on earth, Extreme Dodgeball. Build a Wire. That's right, the game that's been banned in schoolyards everywhere is celebrated right here. It's the second thrilling season of Extreme Dodgeball. Spreading all the hype with me is my partner, Zach Selwyn.
Nice to see ya, Bill. It's back to business as the action continues this season between the 4 teams of the Classic Division and their 4 counterparts of the Expansion Division. The Classic Division is made up of the 4 squads that survived last season. They are
the world champion and still undefeated C.P.As. Tying the C.P.As for the top slot is Armed Response with a record of 1-0. At the bottom of the division with a record of 0-1 are Barbell Mafia and the Tattooed Hooligans of Inc. Incorporated.
The Expansion Division features the league's 4 new teams.
At the top of the pile is Mutually Assured Destruction with a 1-0 record. Also at 1-0, the Surfers of Reef Sharks. With no wins and 1 loss, we have Bling and the Soldiers of Delta Force.
When the balls roll out, these 8 teams are going to scramble to become number 1.
And it's important, these teams are dodging elimination. Only the teams with the best records get to the playoffs, and the team crowned champion is going to walk away with $25,000.
Keep your cell phones handy. You'll have an opportunity to vote during the show for the Player of the Week. Could be me, could be Bill. Go to gsn.com/mobile for more information. Of course, standard text messaging rates will apply from your service provider.
And you can Bluetooth me anytime, day or night. Let's get right to the action with our first featured match of the night. It's the burly bods of Barbell Mafia versus the tattoo-smeared animals of Inc. Let's head down to the floor for team intros.
When our first team says supersize me, they mean it. They're ripped, they're toned, they're too dangerous for dodgeball. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Barbell Mafia!
Well, Barbell Mafia 0-1. They got to be a little upset after their last game against the C.P.As.
They're led by Jeremy the Mountain Freeman, who can bench press a Dotson. Tyrone Rush is their big gun. He had 8 kills in their last match. Vanessa Altman's the only rookie on the team. Canadian-born Melissa Coates is a professional bodybuilder. Oh, really?
And the London-born Diesel Grimes, the dead man walked into the last match, who went out with a killer throw.
Boy, that is a lot of jazzercise to get that big, eh?
Absolutely.
Mary, who's the Barbell Mafia going to be taking on in this match?
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the arena, a crew that has modified their own bodies beyond recognition. Who knows what they'll do to their opposition? Let's hear it for the tatted up team of Inc.
Well, when it comes to tattoos, no team has more than Inc. Incorporated. That's Ben Psycho, coach.
He's the team captain. He throws at 48 miles per hour. John the Hitman Hauser has 3 kills, 3 children, but only 1 wife. Strati Hovardes is the early season favorite for Rookie of the Year. Slim Kim Estrada was traded to Inc. from the now defunct Curves of Steel team. And finally, we have Scary Carrie Richardson. She throws at 31 miles per hour.
Mary, they're going crazy. What's going on the floor?
Well, Bill, this will definitely be an interesting matchup within the Classic Division. Both of these teams are returning from last season, but this is the first time they've ever faced each other. Both of these teams are 0-1. Whoever loses this match starts the season in a big hole. Back up to you guys.
All right, a match in Extreme Dodgeball is a best of 3 games. Game is over and all 5 players on a team have been eliminated. For a more in-depth look at the rules, check this out. All right, first the bad news. You're out if you get hit by a ball, someone catches your throw, you step out of bounds or over the center line. If the ball hits you and a teammate, you're both out. You can use the ball for defense, but if it gets knocked out of your hand by another ball, you're out. Here's the good news. If the ball hits the floor or the wall, it's dead. Headshots do not count. Every time your team catches the ball, one of your out players gets to come back in the game. And remember, if your team has possession of more than 1 ball, the ref can call you on a 5-second delay game warning. Keep it moving. The team is down to 1 player. That last man standing is going to have 20 seconds to try and survive. If he makes it the full 20, your whole team gets back in the game, but you can only use that once per game. That's it. Have fun playing Extreme Dodgeball. All right, let's head down to the attack circle with the head referee, James Party Burns, and line refs Greg James and Declan Galvin about to start this match.
Inc. Incorporated, are you ready? Barbell Mafia, are you ready? Teams.
Each team sporting some new members. Each team strong on the opening rush, grabbing a ball. Two dodgeball giants in possession. Sean Hitman Hauser, Tyrone Rush.
That one, Nick Psycho Toad.
Toad goes out, tries to make a low catch.
Declan
He's out.
Declan Galvin says he's out. I'll tell you, Declan Galvin sounds like something from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it?
Grimes.
On the line.
He thought he stopped short, but he wasn't able to. 4-on-4 right now.
Here's Strati Hovardis. Been playing very well.
Nice dodge there by Strati.
Nice block by Strati.
Hovardis does not take out Rush. They're going after Rush, and they're unable to get him.
Rush is a wily fella for a man of his size. A team leader barking orders towards the Barbell Mafia. Nice dodge!
Hauser goes down in an effective dodge.
Hauser is hungry. He was humiliated last season in front of his wife and young child. This year he's trying to bring home a little respect to the household. Nice dodge by Hovardis.
Gary Richardson helping out there. Giving that ball up to Hauser.
Not many people connecting right now. Rush wants blood. Sit down,
Does he
Hauser.
get him? He got him. He just nipped him, though.
That was the equivalent to a drop shot in tennis. He pretended he was going to go with the overhand smash and just barely nicked Hauser, sending him to the bench.
Hauser, after that great dodge early in the game, there was nothing he could do about that.
It's up to Hovardis.
Hovardis, he gets some air when he dodges.
Sure does have some hops. A former baseball player.
This will be our first throw we see from Kimberly Estrada. Nope, she gives it up.
Look at Mountain Freeman.
Mountain Freeman, how do those ankles support all that weight? Hovardis takes out Rush, that's huge.
Estrada with the catch. In comes Toad. Out goes the Mountain.
Now it's the women of the Barbell Mafia, and they are outmanned.
They're going to have quite a bit of work to do to take back this game.
And a rear-ender takes out Altman. 20-second regeneration clock starts for Coates. But she's out. Strati takes her down with a catch.
Game in king.
I'll tell you, that Strati Hovardis is good. Took out Altman with the butt shot. Then took out Coates with the catch.
1-0 king.
Resounding victory. Let's go down to Mary. She's talking to the winners.
That's right. These guys are almost twice your size. You think the Tats are kind of intimidating right now?
What? Yeah, we're totally intimidating the hell out of them with our ink, you know. I saw the look of fear in those gigantic heads.
Bill, back up to it.
Time for game 2, everybody. That means it's do or die time for Barbell Mafia, and the big ball's in effect. The big ball's dimensions changes the dimension of the game.
That is correct. The big ball is perfect for blocking shots, but will probably leave a huge mark if you can manage to get off a decent shot with it.
It's difficult, but we've seen it done. Let's go courtside for game 2.
Incorporated, are you ready? Barbell Mafia, are you ready? Teams.
Opening rush, so important. Barbell Mafia only sending out 2 guys, and they each grab a ball.
And they immediately take out Hitman Hauser. There's a loose ball on the ink side. No one wants to get it with the imposing Grimes and Rush at the line.
5-second count there on Barbell Mafia. They held 2 balls.
Nice catch by Toth. Rush is out.
Grimes with a great catch. That brings Rush right back in.
And sends Hauser to the red circle.
Hardly had any time to enjoy the bench. There goes Rush.
Oh! Rush in the dome from Strati.
Oh! Caught it in the dome and it caught it.
That first big ball hit was a headshot, so it didn't count. But Strati turned it right around and nailed Rush as he was trying to scramble away. He's down.
Both takes out Grimes.
They are going down. Barbell Mafia. It's down to the ladies again. There goes Mountain Freeman.
And there goes number 21. Vanessa Alvin and Coates. Inking unbelievable.
That's it. Unbelievable. Just a flurry of excitement in that game. Ink. What a stomping. For the second time in as many games, Altman is caught with her back turned, leaving Coates as the last man standing. 3 seconds later, she goes out when Stratty Hobartis makes his second kill with the big ball.
Barbell Mafia 0-2 on the season. Incredible.
What an annihilation by Ink Inc. Mary's down on the floor with Psycho Toast. Mary.
Annihilation is an understatement, Ben. That was a huge win for you guys. They were second last year.
Yeah, when we played the Ink Inc game, we killed them when we were playing our game. And I think that's what happens. That's what would have happened last year if we'd have got to play them.
You're obviously the team leader out here. What are you doing differently this year to really bring you guys up to speed?
Well, I haven't been doing a whole lot so far. It's been my main man Strati over there knocking on Rush with the big ball. That was gigantic. I just try to get down in my ball and let Ink Inc take over and take this train straight to the championship.
Yeah, well, hey, man, all righty. That comes to you guys.
Toth is a foul-mouthed, tattooed degenerate, and that's why he's a hell of a dodgeball player. Barbell Mafia 0-2. They got to be worried.
Stick around for our second featured match. Keep it right here for more Extreme Dodgeball.
Coming up on Extreme Dodgeball, it's 2 expansion division battles as our 4 new teams fight for the division lead. And we'll take a look behind the ball to see exactly how these athletes got fired up for the grueling Extreme Dodgeball season ahead.
Welcome back to Extreme Dodgeball. It's time for our second featured match.
It's the 1-0 Reef Sharks against the 0-1 Bling.
I think starting out in a hole is always rough. Obviously, the bigger hole, it's just, you know, it gets, it's tough on the brain a little bit.
Tough on the brain and tough on the hair, apparently. Here's a look at the Bling roster. Frank the Big Pasta Frizzoli and Adam Olberg are the big guns. Portis Hershey is the big hair on this team, and both these ladies are extremely quick on their feet. Now let's hear from their opponents, the Reef Sharks.
We don't really train. It's kind of like you can't really teach a bird to fly. We just go out there and fly. We have natural dodgeball skills. We just try to, you know, go in with a semi-plan, and it's kind of like bowling, just knocking pins down. So we'll be good. We'll be in the finals. Watch it.
Confident words from Mark Long. Here's a peek at the rest of the Reef Sharks. Their big guns are Mark Panius and Mark Long. Could be some relation there. Chris Bolus, they call him the Shocker. Then there's Melanie Thomas and Amy Wiseman, who are 2 of the best female catchers in the game.
Now let's hand it over to James Dear Lord It Burns, who's about to start this match.
Bling, are you ready? Reef Sharks, are you ready? Yeah.
Look what Bling's doing. Portis Hershey getting a big push from Mia Parler. Didn't help him on the opening rush.
Bolus is great up for the Reef Sharks. Mark Long had 6 kills last match. His son, Mark Pontius, with 3. Mark E. Mark, I like to call him.
You can get that.
You can step over the line on that side of the court to get a ball.
Zoli throwing heat, can't connect.
With a big toss there. Let's see what Adam Olberg's got.
Nothing. But Mark Long stepped out of bounds. He's out.
Frizzoli and Olberg just missing Pontius.
Zoli hasn't hit much, but he hits there.
Pontius and Bullis both down. Big loss for the Reef Sharks.
3 Wiseman and Melanie Heather Thomas.
Melanie Thomas with the big dodge there. Portis, great catch.
All right, it's up to
Amy Wiseman goes down.
20 seconds, as she knows. No balls on her side, though.
20 seconds of dodging going on right now. Portis Hershey.
Zoli and Hershey need to work on a simultaneous that's going to actually work.
That hair is
There it is.
Oh, they finally took her down.
Melanie Thomas goes down. Bling, unstoppable on that one.
A lot of action at the end of that game. Here we see Wiseman nailing Portis Hershey. Able to recover and take her out. Then Frizzoli with the big hit on last man standing. Melanie Thomas to win the game for Bling. Bling is up 1-0 in this best-of-3 match. Big balls on the court. Time to start game 2.
Bling, are you ready? Ready. Reef Sharks, are you ready? Yeah.
Excuse me. To start a game 2. Bling getting out Quick on the opening rush. Not able to take advantage of that, though.
Here comes the throw. Oh, and Bullets is called out. I can't believe what just happened. That ball hit Alvina Carroll, ricocheted off Olberg, ricocheted off Carroll again, and then Olberg nabbed it to take out Chris Bullis.
Pontius, great dodge.
And Olberg bungles the catch. He's out.
Almost with a great catch. Couldn't hang on to it. Check out Frizzoli's big arm. Doesn't help him there.
Nice block by Long. See if Long
Amy
can get a
Weissman
ball.
being very aggressive.
He likes to throw the big ball.
Carroll goes down. She can't hang on to it.
Virginia Slim is out on the sidelines smoking.
Frizzoli, big toss there, and down goes Long. Great simul throw there by those two. Portis and Frizzoli working well together.
Pontius needs to start attacking.
Weissman, big toss. Easy dodge by Hershey there. Frizzoli saying bring it, and they do, and he dodges. Great
nice
deflection. Pontius up and dodging.
Pontius leading on the line. Huge loss. Big mistake, big loss for the Reef Shanks.
Right up Frizzoli with the small balls. Hershey with the big ball. They take out Weissman.
It's up to Thomas once again to survive for 20 seconds. The suicide kill!
Suicide! Mia Parler! The black shoe and the white shoe. Can we all get together?
Mia Parler took off from half court like Latrell Sprewell. Look at that hang time.
An awesome, bold move by Mia Parler. Taking down the Reef Sharks, giving Bling their first win of the season.
Mia Parler, that woman has hops. She looks like a Harlem Globetrotter out there. And that is how it's done. There is more thrill and more agony in our next match coming up after this.
Coming up next on Extreme Dodgeball, the Angry Armada of Delta Force versus the Mad Scientists of Mutually Assured Destruction. And later, it's a classic division matchup between the world champion C.P.As and the always fiery Armed Response. Don't go anywhere. We're back with Extreme Dodgeball. Thanks for joining us from the safety of your living room. They're just about ready to start the next game in the danger zone. Let's do it. It's those tightly wound troops of Delta Force versus the nuclear-powered brains of M.A.D. Let's head down to the floor for team intros.
They are our nation's fighting men and women here to fight it out in the dodgeball arena. They live to take down the enemy, so expect no mercy. Give it up for Delta Force!
Delta Force is 0-1. They're trying to win this one. Look at Delta Force. They are captained by this man, Paul Rambo Green. He played in the NFL. He throws about as hard as anyone in the league. He's got 2 kills this season.
Jeff Mead, he looks like he might be crazy, but so far this season he has no kills.
Bobby Sam Monroe stands 6'5". His dodgeball motto is kill everybody. The very athletic Lisa Marshall has a vertical leap of 21 3/4 inches. And Linda always bet the overview. Her nickname's Lucky. She considers herself the Allen Iverson of this team without the prison record. They're motivated, they're programmed for victory, and they're relentless.
Well, Zach, I was going to give you some grief after you rhymed 1 with 1, but you really stepped up after that.
I'm a freestyler, Bill.
Let's find out who they're going to be facing. Team intros, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the arena, 5 key minds that know the chemical formula for victory. Regardless of the outcome, they promise one hell of an explosive match. Please welcome the rocket scientists of M.A.D, Mutually Assured Destruction.
M.A.D, Mutually Assured Destruction. These guys once built space shuttles out of their household vacuum cleaners. Their captain is Gary Davis. He's known as Spaz, and you can see why. He's got 1 game-winning kill, Gilbert. Next up is Tyrone Casgard. He leads the team with 4 kills, but in elementary school, he used to get beaten up regularly by a chick. Marie, I'm into Jerry. I don't like Phil, man. She played hoops at UCLA. She throws 48 miles miles per hour, the fastest arm of any chick in the league. Mark Van Norden is a web designer and a lifeguard. And finally, Anna Barch. She was an All-American soccer player in college. She has 2 kills. They're experimental, they're focused. Think Manhattan Project, Bill.
I'm thinking about it right now. Mary, you're down on the floor. What are you thinking about?
Well, Delta Force was thought by many to be the early season favorite to win the whole entire thing, but they looked undisciplined and pretty sloppy in losing their last match. M.A.D, on the other hand, had an easy victory over Bling. They weren't really tested. The way Delta Force looks now, if I was M.A.D, I'd be a little scared. Back up to you, Bill.
Oh, Mary, you are mad. We can tell. All right, everybody, our foot's on the clutch. Time to put it in first. Referee Jim Burns set to begin game 1 of this match. Let's get it on.
M.A.D, are you ready? Delta Force, are you ready? Teams.
Opening rush, game 1. Green getting out there quickly.
Out.
Spaz takes out M.A.D.
M.A.D has the need for speed, and now he's on the center.
Here comes Casgard. Not a bad toss. Almost caught Rowe on the foot. Green and Rowe, simul throw.
Green's got to watch that foot. He could go over.
They take out Spaz Davis. And Van Norden goes down. Wow, a lot just happened.
First, Paul Green with the kill of Van Norden. Then Bobby Rowe and Lisa Marshall converge on his drop ball. Rowe knocks Marshall out of bounds and out of the game. Same time, Bobby Rowe and Anna Barch take each other out with opposing simul throws.
I'll tell you, you can't count out M.A.D because Marie Philman is the big gun for this squad. She throws 48 miles per hour, always moving. Excellent player.
Cathcart's out of the game. Marie Philman is M.A.D's last man standing. 20-second clock is ticking. Looks like she's going to try and fade Linda Overhue.
Down goes Overhue.
That's it.
And now a one-man against one-man. No! Oh! Paul Green ricochets that one off Philman to give Delta Force the victory.
Some excellent strategy by Philman there, but she's not able to escape a bullet from Green.
Mary's on the floor talking to Gary Spaz Davis from M.A.D.
Bill, a lot of bullets from Green. Paul Green essentially taking your whole team out there almost.
He did. Came on strong, came on big. Paul Green is playing it big, but Jeff went out early, so I was happy about that.
Are you a little intimidated, Spaz? You've been dodging pretty well.
Not at all. I'm not intimidated at all. I'm ready for the next game. We'll bring it, same game time.
What's it like getting hit by him?
Like a feather.
Like a feather? Ooh, I think that's a bit of a challenge.
Hear that, Paul? Hey, Paul!
Thanks, Mary. That guy's ridiculously well-spoken for a guy named Spaz.
Absolutely. I remember I used to sit behind him in college. That's how I got this gig. Straight A's.
They're ramping up for the next game, so we're going to take a quick break and come right back to more Extreme Dodgeball.
Coming up on Extreme Dodgeball, the exciting conclusion of this grudge match between soldiers and scientists. And you'll get to take a look inside professional Extreme Dodgeball's own exclusive preseason training camp.
No mercy to the children.
Coming up after this.
Welcome back to Extreme Dodgeball.
We are in the middle of a real wing-ding of a match. In game 1 of this best-of-3 match, Paul Green led Delta Force in a crushing defeat of M.A.D.
Ref has set the big ball. That means we are all set for game 2. Let's head down.
M.A.D, are you ready? Delta Force, are you ready? Teams.
There they go. Delta Force sent out a lot of people.
Looks like a lot of players went over the foul line. Delta Force loses Lisa Marshall, while M.A.D loses both Van Norden and Spaz Davis. 3 big losses right out of the gate.
That's a headshot on Cathcart. He's staying in.
Looked like a shoulder shot to me, but the refs have the eyes.
Looks like a clear headshot.
Look at Cathcart. He's dodging all over the place. Salmon Rowe can't handle it.
Rowe trying to grab a ball, gets taken out with a big shot from Philman.
Philman, only 5'2", goes 48 miles per hour.
Paul Green with another big kill.
Got the big ball, Philman.
Big tosses from Philman and Bosch. Nothing going on there.
Here's Green. He had 2 kills last game.
Bosch can't make a catch there.
There's his 3rd kill of the match.
Weak toss by M.A.D. Skips it.
With a nice 20 seconds to survive. Over the line.
M.A.D. goes over the line. 10 seconds past by for Philman.
That one got her.
Got her.
It got her. Delta Force sweeps M.A.D. 2-0. Philman couldn't quite dodge the Paul Green heater.
Delta Force coming back strong. Mary's talking to Rambo Green on the floor. Mary.
Yeah, Paul, looks like you're a force to be reckoned with out here. You almost took the team out by yourself.
Yeah, well, couldn't have done it without the help of the forces back here.
You had a rough start to the season. Is this an indication of what's to come?
Well, I certainly hope so. I think I'm done talking trash. We're just going to let our play do for itself.
All right, thanks, Paul. Congratulations. Back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mary. All right, I'm going to say it. The Force was with them.
Force was with them. Delta Force a little too strong. Spaz looked like he may have downloaded a virus that just wrecked the entire internal structure of M.A.D's computer skills.
There's still a lot more Extreme Dodgeball action to come.
And it's going to start as soon as we return from this break.
Up next on Extreme Dodgeball, the match that rewrote the rules of the game, literally.
This new rule will take effect immediately, and heretofore will be called the Benedetto Amendment.
The most debated game in the history of Extreme Dodgeball. Coming up after this.
Welcome back to Extreme Dodgeball. If you think these dodgeball athletes are the most athletic, fiercest competitors to ever grace the hardwood, you're right. How'd they get that way? 2 words: boot camp. Now let's take in the sights, the sounds, and the smells of our first ever Extreme Dodgeball boot camp.
This year's teams and athletes are much better. They're mentally stronger and physically stronger.
Competition is going to be great. There's a lot of teams with a lot of athletic ability, ex-pro players.
I was a national first ranked competitive bodybuilder in 2002.
I've been doing this since kindergarten.
I'm ready for whoever comes.
Nobody's got a shot against Delta Force. I don't think anybody can throw it as hard.
Doesn't matter how fast they throw. It matters how well I can dodge.
It wasn't nearly as serious last year, I feel like. This year they're kind of like kicking us in the butt.
No mercy to the children. I got to be honest. I am worried about last year's teams and players.
We need to strategize.
I'm very concerned that this new age group is going to take it to them. Very concerned.
I think it's going to be like a real dodgeball this time.
And that was just a taste, a teeny tiny wafer of the long road these athletes traveled to get here today. And now we're set for our next match. The Classic Division Tournament to see which team will remain undefeated. The 1-0 C.P.As or the 1-0 Armed Response.
We learned a lot last year, and so it just gives us a little bit of an edge going into each game. And with the team that we have, we're not worried about it.
Huge words from Watrin, but so far, Armed Response has backed them up. After a disappointing last season, this team has really come into its own. Their big guns are Kel Watrin and David the Animal Benedetto. David Rice adds defensive ability, and the 2 females on this team both have 3 syllables in their last name. If only they had that many kills between them. But let's not forget that their competition tonight is none other than the world champion, Certified Public Assassins.
Dodgeball's never been about the money for me. It's all about the glory. The drive this season is the same as last season, just to be #1. We're going to take them all out, man.
Well, confident words from Tobias McKinney. Here's a look at the rest of the C.P.As. Michael Selleck Costanza's an all-star. Summers can catch anything. And the Artful Dodger, Art Spiegel, a rookie, helping these guys to their 1-0 beginning.
Teams have taken the court and we're ready to start this Classic Division showdown. Let's hand it over to head ref James Thelonious Burns.
Arm response, are you ready? C.P.A, are you ready?
Opening rush.
Uh-oh. Oh, the animal goes out early.
Not you.
Benedetto, too
Not
much
you,
speed.
Spiegel. Get back in the catalog, Spiegel.
Not enough. Not enough speed to get over that line. Zingale holding on to the ball.
Costanza takes out Condoleezza Rice.
Rice cannot make a catch.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. They got both balls.
Costanza.
Simul throw.
Quatrin with a big catch there.
Quatrin catches one ball but gets hit with the other. Both he and Costanza are out.
Still brought a player back in.
Animal just taunting it. 2 balls over the line. There goes Summers.
Not a big fan of that strategy. Seems to work. Spiegel's got a ball. Benedetto's got a ball. Spiegel with a big toss there.
Didn't take out Benderbox.
We've seen from him.
Again, Benedetto. Down goes Popsic. You're right. This strategy is very interesting. Could be illegal in just a couple of games.
This is fascinating.
McKinney's out. Spiegel has 20 seconds to rejuvenate the team.
I don't know why Benedetto's not taking that shot.
I'm going to guess the animal is having a crisis of conscience for his earlier unorthodox tactics.
They're not even going to try to
7
hit.
seconds left. They're going to let his entire team come back out.
And here they go.
Great work.
Well, Benedetto let that happen. You have to wonder how his teammates feel about that.
I'm guessing they're pretty miffed.
Now, Benedetto has yet to pull out the signature spin move.
McKinney, big toss.
McKinney, I believe, is without a kill as well this season.
Costanza's holding on to a ball. Listen.
Looks like a PE coach I may have had in high school. Here we go. The old double ball move again. Not a fan. Down goes Popsic.
5 seconds. 4.
Here we go again. Benedetto misses Summers. Nails her in the chest. She's out.
5 seconds. Move it along. Yes, 5 seconds.
5-second delay game warning. Think the refs have had just about enough of this.
Once again, folks.
Oh, boy.
You didn't release. You're out.
Benedetto ejected for a delay of game penalty.
Well, looks like McKinney Costanza ready for some payback.
Yeah, the table certainly turned for arm response. Tanya Fenderbach is our last man standing. She's going to have to stay alive and regenerate this team.
And he gets it. McKinney from way downtown, nailing Fenderbach in the inner thigh, giving the C.P.A. a much-needed victory. Mary's down there with the guy who should be locked up in a cage. David, the swamp donkey Benedetto, Mary.
What's going on with the 2 balls over the center line?
Well, you know, I'm not as smart man. C.P.A.s are pretty smart. They bring with the brain power. So I thought if they could bring 1 ball over the line, I could do 2.
It didn't really work, though.
Well, it worked for a while.
It worked for a while.
Yeah, because if we can regenerate and get back in, stuff happens.
Are you going to change up your strategy now?
Maybe.
We got a maybe. Let's see what happens. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Mary. Appears that there's conversation on both sides about that tactic. No one seems very pleased about it, including me or the refs.
It looked as if the referee, Declan Galvin, which, by the way, sounds like a Dungeons & Dragons title, made the call that Benedetto had the balls for too long and gone.
The teams are going to take some time to work on strategy for the next game. We're going to take ourselves a quick break.
Coming up on Extreme Dodgeball, the dramatic conclusion to this C.P.A. armed response matchup. You want to know what the hell your co-workers are talking about at the water cooler tomorrow? Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Extreme Dodgeball. We're in the middle of a classic division grudge match for the history books. It's a contentious battle of the undefeated, the C.P.A.s versus Armed Response. In Game 1 of this best-of-3 match, David Benedetto had a trick up his sleeve. He used and abused the 5-second delay of game rule to take out Summers, Pospich, and then McKinney. But last man standing, Art Spiegel, regenerated the C.P.A's, and they made short work of armed response, taking the first game.
The big ball is set. Let's go to the court for the start of game 2.
On response, are you ready? C.P.A., you ready?
Here's our opening rush. Each team sending out 3 players. They've split the balls. Armed response picking up the big ball and a small ball.
5-second rule. Watchman and Benedetto. Down goes McKinney.
Benedetto with a big toss takes down McKinney.
That's his 6th kill this game.
Watchman showing some speed and just patiently waiting for that ball to come back to him.
There's the signature animal spin move. And he takes out Art Spiegel.
Spiegel couldn't decide whether or not to catch that ball or not.
Down goes Pospich. It's up to Summers to survive.
And Summers cannot.
That'll knot it up in one apiece. Quick work in the C.P.A's. When you lose McKinney and Costanza early, you pretty much got to rely on luck, and the 20-second clock, they had neither on their side.
And they just picked them off. Armed response. That's the kind of game we like to see.
Armed response just picked apart the C.P.A's. One after another, after another, after another, and another.
Mary, she's talking to the winners.
I noticed that Kel looks a little bit disappointed in the strategy going on here. What's happening?
Oh, I just like to go full out, not mess around. No stalling, full go, all gunned down.
All right, let's see what you got. Back up to you.
Thanks, Mary. When you think of Kel Watchman, you think of speed, don't you? That's what he likes in his games.
And it seems like that's what he likes in his breakfast cereal, too. Had a little trouble getting the words out right there. Not quite sure what Watchman was trying to say. A little out of breath. We got to get him on the Stairmaster. Big game 3 coming up, Bill.
Big game 3. It's time for Dead Man Walking. Let's see who they designate for each team.
Dead Man Walking, C.P.A. On response, Dead Man Walking.
In this game, both teams select a Dead Man Walking. If a team's dead man is eliminated in any way, then that team instantly loses the match.
Well, Dead Men Walking are Costanza and the Animal. They spent most of last season as a Dead Man Walking. The Animal touches Costanza's chest.
For good luck. We all do that.
On response, are you ready? C.P.A., are you ready?
This is it, game 3, it's huge.
Costanza nails Rice, but that shot's not going to count. Costanza never left the attack circle.
Well, looks like Rice did the C.P.A's a favor. He went way over the foul line on that opening rush. He's out.
Watchman talking big before this match, but he's not doing much throwing right now.
Did that hit the dead man? Yeah. No, he's safe.
Almost a great throw by Kel Watchman. Just threading the needle between Pospich and Spiegel. Cannot connect on Costanza.
Watchman goes down. The big gun goes down.
Watchman did not like that call. He's saying, Jimmy Burns, I hit him.
They need, Benedetto needs protection right now from his partners, Fenderbach and Zingale.
Look at that position that Michael Costanza is in. He looks like one of the village people on a weekend vacation in Palm Springs.
Great catch.
That's Fenderbach.
Takes out McKinney with a great catch, effortless. Down goes Summers.
Another kill for Benedetto.
Rice back in. That's it, Spiegel goes out.
It's all about the dead men walking here. Got to be careful when you got
here we go, dropping both balls on the other side of the line.
Nice try by Rice, but of course he's over the line, so he's out.
Here we go again. You know, I think the refs have to do something about this. Slows down the game. It's not dodgeball.
Fenderbach. Gone.
Fenderbach is out. She goes down.
Dead man versus dead man with their lovely little bandanaed ladies at their side. King of the jungle right here.
Think of the ladies as protection right now for the dead man walking.
Pospich, of course, former female tennis player, yet she does like guys. Fenderbach out of the game. Nicole Zingale. Oh! Big fake throw by Handsome. Both balls. Here we go again. The two red balls look like out.
5 seconds.
Oh, the animal in the jewels. Handsome hits the animal with a taste of his own medicine right in the reproductive organ. I'll tell you, that was just a taste of Benedetto's own medicine. He started putting the 2 balls over the line. Stanza found out it was an effective tactic, used it against the animal, and nailed him right where it counts.
Well, it's an effective strategy. It slows the game down considerably. I'm not a fan of it, but it seems to work.
It does work, and you know, that's what happens. Every year, we modify the rules. Next season, no balls.
And with that, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with more Extreme Dodgeball.
Who do you think is our Extreme Dodgeball Player of the Week? Is it Paul Rambo Green, David the Animal Benedetto, or Michael Handsome Costanza? Text message 1, 2, or 3 to GSN 99 or 7699.
Welcome back to Extreme Dodgeball. Immediately after the end of our last match, an emergency session of the Professional Extreme Dodgeball Referee Association was called. Here's what happened as a result of that meeting.
We felt strongly that what David Benedetto was doing was not in the best interest of the game.
Here we go again. You know, I think the refs have to do something about this.
We went straight to the office of the Commissioner of Dodgeball. After a series of long, tiring, closed-door discussions, we instituted a change to the rules. This new rule will take effect immediately, and heretofore will be called the Benedetto Amendment. If at any time, in the ref's opinion, a team or a player is impeding the flow of the game, the referee may give a player on that team a yellow card for delay of game. Impeding the flow of the game includes, but is not limited to, A, not throwing balls at an opponent, B, attempting to force a delay on the other team. The recipient of the yellow card is at the ref's sole discretion. All such determinations are final. All of us involved with the sport feel that this rule will make the game better for the players and for the millions of dodgeball fans around the world. Let's face it, if it weren't for the fans, there'd be no dodgeball.
Now let's take a look at the division standings at the end of week 2. In the Classic Division, on top and undefeated as usual, the Certified Public Assassins. We have a tie for second position. Armed Response and Inc. Incorporated, both with a record of 1-1. And at the bottom of the heap, Barbell Mafia, in the hole with no wins and 2 losses. In the Expansion Division, we actually have a 4-way tie. Bling, Delta Force, M.A.D, and Reef Sharks all have 1 win and 1 loss.
And now, here's who you voted for as the Extreme Dodgeball Player of the Week. Well, that's it for us. Join us next time for another exciting round of Extreme Dodgeball. I remain Bill Dwyer.
And I continue to be Zach Selwyn. Thank you for sticking around.